Okay, so we're on the pooling examples, page 87 from the AAPL Oil and Gas Land Reference Guide, the CPL RPL Exam Study Guide, and we're looking at letter B on page 87, and it reads, the 320-acre gas pool was filed of record August 14, 1984. The lease requires drilling versus operations. In the following situations, what effect does pooling and the described operations have on leases A, B, C, and D? So here's lease A, which expires on January 1st, 1984. Lease B expires August 15th, 84. Lease C expires September 30th, 1984. And lease D expires March 1st, 1985. So the question is, this is a 320-acre gas pool. All right, so the question is for number one, if this well was spud, this well here was spud on September 1st, 1984, and completed as an oil well on October 1st, 84, what effect does this have on all of these leases? Well, right away we can see that A and C are really unaffected because the well is not drilled on either of these leases and neither of these leases was included in the pool. So we're going to say A and C, that this pooling has no impact on them. But now what about B? Well, B expires August 15th, 84, and they drilled the well on September 1st, 84. They drilled the well after the lease expired. Therefore, we've got a trespass problem because B did not have permission to be on the land after the lease expired. So this is not going to hold this lease. Let's look at D. D expires March 1st, 1985. So we're still within the primary term, but this well, this pooling was for gas, and this well is for oil. Therefore, this well is not going to hold D, the lease in D. And if B had expired, there's not even a pooling situation because pooling requires two good leases. So D is okay because he's still within his primary term of 3/1/85, but this well and this pooling is going to have no impact on D. So we're going to say B expired, and we have a trespass problem. And then D is still a valid lease, and they have until 3/1/85 to drill. But the pooling had no impact on lease D. Okay, now let's move on to B2.